Another day here on Earth. It has been a journey. Every day I wake up, I look at my hands, I'm like, wow, I'm really here in a body experiencing this with all of you. It's pretty cool. Aliens exist. Cool. Now what? We've been given this mind-blowing information and they're giving us little droplets and feeding us slowly this information like, oh, a little orb in the sky, or oh, we have materials. Mind you, we could just skip all that stuff. I mean, they have more than materials. They've had sit down meetings discussing humanity. There are galactic civilizations, government structures like ours, but more evolved. There are light beings who don't even have physical bodies like us. Some may call angels and stuff like that. So much out there. But forget all that right now. What next? We've been given all this crazy information. What now? We still have bills. We still are slaves to our government. We still have taxes. We still have to fight to just survive and have a roof over our head. So how can we possibly be worried about aliens? Well, I want to start off by saying continue to try to have the best human life you can possibly have. We're here at the end of the day to be human beings and experience being human and experience what it's like to think you know everything, realize you really didn't know anything at all. You did know some stuff, but now it's like all remixed and switched up, and it's almost like all the pieces are coming together now. Continue to try to have the best human life you can. Don't get too caught up in the alienness of it all. Experience that knowing, know and understand, and then try to move on and have the best day you can, because understanding these things and then still having to continue on with daily life, it is not easy. All we can do really is start with what we know. Ask our government, no, tell our government we all deserve housing, we all deserve food, we all deserve shelter, we all deserve power and light and all that stuff. Create a human society where people aren't slaves to it, where you can eat, you can live, you can experience life, things that truly matter, not just freaking having nice clothing and fancy stuff. And all that stuff is great and all, but deep down, that's not what truly activates us. That's not what truly gets us happy. So what we can do is stick to what we know and see as physical for now, and we can go to our governments and demand these things, demand freedom for humans, because we're not free. They give us the illusion of freedom. There are systems like North Korea and other governments where they appear to have less freedom, and they do. Don't get me wrong, they do have less freedom. And then we're over here in our world and we're like, oh, we're so free over here in America and Canada, I don't know where else. We're free, we get to do whatever we want to do. But at the end of the day, if you don't pay your bills, you're going to be on the street. You're going to be starving to death. You're going to be criminalized for doing it. So while we're not as unfree as like a place, say, such as North Korea, we still have a lot to work through. So there are these levels to it. For example, you got the rich people. So they show us rich people, and us poor people are like, oh, well, we can be there one day. One day that will be for us too. They're showing us things to strive for and levels of freedom to get to and possibilities and stuff like that, when it should just be a blanket overall freedom. Aliens exist, so now what? They're drip feeding you. They're showing you the smallest part of it all, slowly, which that could be good, that could be bad. Aliens exist, so now what? We still have religion. We still have the food system. We still have these certain beliefs. We still have race issues. Aliens existing are supposed to help cutting through all of that. I think the word is minutia. Aliens existing should show you that black, white, Asian, we're all one human race. We're Earth citizens amongst other citizens on other planets. We're a human race. And there are other beings of other races on other planets. So you see how it's like the Google Maps. You start in your county, move to the city, then move to the state, then move to the planet, or move to the country, then move to the planet. You start in Black American slaves, then you zoom out, there's North Korean slaves. Well, then you zoom out, there's, I don't know, Cubans. I don't know, they got more like communist kind of. Then you zoom out again, you got Americans. We're still slaves though. We're still slaves because if you don't pay your bills, you're going to be on the street homeless and hungry. Then you zoom out again, and that zoom out is in race too. So you got white, you got black, you got Asian, but then you keep zooming out. Well, no, it's actually races on different planets. So we're actually a human race. So forget all that other stuff. It's relevant, but not really. you're a light skinned human. You're a dark skinned human. You're an Earth citizen, human being. We got race still. That needs to be cut through. That's what this alien stuff is supposed to help. That's one of the things it can help with. Then you have religion. Now, a lot of people, their religions don't allow for the beliefs of higher dimensional beings. There's room here in the alien knowing community to have your religious beliefs and also have room for the knowledge of aliens. However, religion doesn't allow space for that, in my opinion. I could be wrong. But with the belief and knowing, not even belief, the knowing, I'm done pretending, with the knowing of aliens and higher dimensional beings, it helps to dismantle religion, which is another form of separation. So all this Jesus is God stuff, and you could believe whatever you want to believe. At the end of the day, when I was coming up being Christian and Catholic and stuff like that, I didn't hear about aliens. So it's cutting through all that minutia. Don't forget all that stuff, because they've told you truths. It's just been scattered. Aliens exist, but now what? Now we have to figure out which path do we want to go down. Because aliens exist, but there's something called the law of non-intervention, and that's one of the reasons why these things are becoming revealed now, because it's getting to the point where they have to tell us there's universal, I believe they're called universal laws that go against what's happening to humans, being slaves here on Earth and being controlled and manipulated by higher dimensional beings. Also, there are good aliens, there are bad aliens. There's all types of motherfucking aliens out there. However, we got some manipulative groups of aliens manipulating us on Earth. And in that community, there are even good reptilians. They're mainly bad though. They're mainly bad. Because we're still bogged down by life. We still have all these heavy things. But what this information of aliens is supposed to do, it's supposed to help jumpstart us. It's supposed to help create a better human life for us. So it's not so we can go live off planet and be freaking floating in the stars. No. It's so we can create a life worth living here on Earth. So though aliens exist, and it's great to kind of escape in that world, but try to ground yourself and use that information and view it in a practical sense. Keep it practical. Like, aliens exist. Okay, well, now that I know money is fake, stop making us have to pay taxes. At least stop putting crap in our food. At least we can attack the practical things and the more grounded things. We could come at it from a different vantage point now. Now that we've zoomed all the way out and we're out of that way of thinking, we can say, like, just stop playing in our face. Aliens exist, so now you can stop playing in our face. Like we have to pay bills and we have to work. Yeah, we have to work to have a good society and we have to work, but we have to do it because we want to do it for the collective, because we want a better society, because we want to be healthy, because we want to thrive. We want these beautiful structures and the beautiful architecture. We want all that, but not because we have to do it, because if we don't, we're going to be on the streets starving. So aliens exist, and you ask, what does that matter? We still have these stresses. It's so we can go to our governments and say, no, we won't accept it anymore. Because here's the thing. The law of non-intervention allows for this. If the reptilian beings that are running our planet reveal themselves, and we choose to turn a blind eye out of religion or whatever beliefs we have, or maybe we've just done so good in this system, we're really good slaves and we have a lot of money now, and we're doing really well in this slave system. We're like the best slaves. We're like the house slaves. We're doing really good at it, and we don't want to change the system. We'd rather bury our heads because we've done so good at being these slaves. Well, then they're within the guidelines to keep running us. And after they show themselves, and if we still choose to go along with this, there's nothing that can be done. There's no way we can get the aliens that are on our side, the extra dimensional beings on our side, to help us or to force the reptilians to get off the planet. Because if they reveal themselves and we choose to still go along with this, well, then they gave us the choice. And we made the choice. There's nothing that can be done. So make the choice, at least mentally. Make the choice to stop consenting to this system. And that's what you can do after the knowledge of alien beings existing has been downloaded into your mind. After you remember, because that's really what the feeling is. A lot of us also, we feel like, in my opinion, I think a lot of people hear this alien information and they're kind of like, well, duh. Like, there's not really like this whole, oh my God, like I can't believe that, wow. No, it's more of yeah, that makes sense. And that's how I felt years ago with the knowingness of all this stuff. It's kind of like, well, yeah, obviously, that makes sense. You just step into your power now. You become more powerful than you ever have. That's it. It's not supposed to be like anything more. It's just supposed to be a beautiful feeling of knowingness and understanding. And you can fully zoom out and see things for what they are. And we deserve to have a beautiful life on Earth. They told you that you're not supposed to. They told you have to earn it, you have to fight for it. No, it's your birthright.